What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Well, we're in day 2 of free agency frenzy going on. A lot of big names were out there. A lot of big price tags are out there. The Dallas Cowboys are refusing to be part of that first day. First tier type of player. They believe in value. You know, we want a value add, as they put it. At the moment, we don't have running backs. We've heard that the Baltimore Ravens have been talking, and there's mutual interest with Derrick Henry. But when we heard about that with players, those deals went down. This may be a case of Derrick Henry says that's not enough. We heard $6.5 million possibly. Or maybe that's not where he wants to really go. And so this means that there's still an opportunity for the Cowboys. Now, what we also heard is the Cowboys plan on adding a running back through the draft, and they also they originally wanted to bring back Tony Pollard, but they had slotted a budget of about $3.5 million. So if you think about your job, if you were making $50 an hour, and now they tell you, we want you to make $15 an hour, I think you'd probably go someplace else. I just do. He didn't get, of course, the, $10 million, but he got $8 basically to go elsewhere. So Derrick Henry, who's the guy that we've actually really been talking about a lot, and believe that there was an interest from Derrick Henry to be in Dallas, and we've heard that there's an interest for the Cowboys, be it on the cheap, that there was an interest there for him with that. On NFL AM, which is going through a lot of changes themselves, they're moving their studio from New York to Los Angeles, and the current crew doesn't know if they are being invited to go to Los Angeles, and they have family and roots and all that, kids and things that are in school. So this couple more weeks may be the end of Good Morning Football as we know it. It may be a new crew coming through. So they found out literally last week, and yesterday were talking about, this may be the last time we're all in here together. One of the hosts is now off on maternity leave. So they're having a discussion about Derrick Henry, cost-wise, and where they would like to see him play. I'd like to see him play in Dallas. I think right now Cowboy fans are about as angry as I've ever seen. I think people are ready to start storming the gates. I think people are ready to just say F the Cowboys and the Joneses. It's just ugly right now. Let's listen to them real quick, and then we'll discuss it afterwards.
Good. Saquon Barkley goes to the Eagles. Derrick Henry still left out in free agency land. Kyle Brandt back with us on GMFB from whatever Neverland he's in. Kyle, your Derrick Henry takes.
I've said it again. Miami, bienvenido a Miami. Real ones know that back in the 8-bit Nintendo days, there was a game called Ice Hockey. That's all it was, ice hockey. And you could choose the personnel that you played with. You could go with real skinny fast guys, you can go with medium kind of do-it-all guys, or you can go with giant rotund enforcers. Miami and the Dolphins offense has a bunch of those skinny fast guys. I want an enforcer to come in. I want a guy to show in and throw a different angle, a different cross-check, a different run up the middle. Derrick Henry to the Dolphins. I love it. I want it. I need it. As I'm saying that, though, tell me I'm wrong, Peter. There is a conversation being had right now in Texas where someone's saying, well, Derrick Henry, I like things that are really big and really famous and aren't great in the playoffs. Let's get Derrick Henry to the Dallas Cowboys. Let's do it. It's just sitting there, and it'll probably happen. But I'd rather do it.
We wish it would happen.
Oh, man, those conversations have definitely happened. I mentioned it earlier. Miami has made no splashes, but neither have the Dallas Cowboys. I said yesterday, I'd love to see Derrick Henry in the purple for a Ravens team that could use him at running back. Gus Edwards signed with the Chargers. J.K. Dobbins is still a free agent. Getting a guy like Derrick Henry to run downhill, and Kyle, you mentioned it yesterday as well, what he did to the Ravens in that playoff game years ago. I mean, they're probably still having nightmares about it. So I think the King heading to Baltimore, a team that's ready to get over the hump and compete for a Super Bowl, a guy that played 8 years in Tennessee, had his moments in the playoffs, but not a ton of postseason success. Would love to see Derrick Henry there for the Baltimore Ravens.
It's really interesting. The Titans are like, we're going to go with Tony Pollard and Tajay Sharp. Spears, sorry. Tajay Spears. Was there a Tajay Sharp in the league?
Receiver out of UMass.
That was.
For the Tennessee Titans.
The Titans.
They drafted him. You're on it?
That's Antonio. McCourty's dialed in, guys.
Titans.
And we're going to let one of the greatest running backs generation walk. Now, of course, he's a higher price and he's older.
Yeah.
I do think Dallas makes sense. I don't think Dallas is that far off from being a Super Bowl contender. Of course, there's so many other existential things going on when I say that. But I think you add Derrick Henry, it's almost like, all right, we at least have this big back that we can go to in a big spot on short yardage. We've got Dak, we've got CD, and we've got obviously Micah Parsons on the other end. The Cowboys offseason has been so weird. Dan Quinn leaves, Mike Zimmer comes out of retirement, and they let Tyron Smith go. I'm really interested on like where they're going and what their future is. A Derrick Henry thing would at least be at least a jolt of positivity for Cowboys fans.
Well, and their quarterback contract kind of still is a topic of conversation as well, so you have to do that math. For Derrick Henry, he's such a specific talent, certainly, but also personality, which, in my mind, being in meetings with him, like, the guy is a workhorse, but he's also not, like, the flashiest of guys. Like, maybe he wants to go somewhere, and frankly, all three listed, Dallas, Miami, and Baltimore, like, he could just, like, slide in and be a part of an organization that kind of already has enough pizzazz and electricity that, like, it doesn't have to be the Derrick Henry show. Pete Prisco had a tweet yesterday. I won't say about which free agent running back it was. You can go find it. Pete Prisco's a long-time CBS guy. I'm a Prisco fan.
So am I.
He's like, I can't believe so-and-so team paid this running back. Then again, I never understand paying veteran running backs. What does a Derrick Henry go for, Peter, if you're looking at this market, no matter the team?
Yeah, what does Saquon get, 12?
12 and a half, and then Jacobs got about 12.
A lot of seats got filled.
I know.
If Aaron Jones is signing for 7 today to just kind of like have a seat at the table, I don't want to put a number on Derrick Henry. I would think it would be somewhere in the 8 to 10 range.
Well, Pollard and Swift both got 8, so that's what's so tough. Where do you look at?
He's a big back that's
so much success, but at the same time,
I don't want to limit him. I'm sorry. He might get 15, and I'll if I get full.
No doubt about it. And he left Tennessee. They got Pollard to that point. I'm very interested to see what exactly that number is. And then for Derrick Henry, like, where does he want to play? Because he's made a ton of money with the Tennessee Titans. Does he look at it now just like, I think this team gives me the best chance to win a Super Bowl, and there's still money there. So you don't want to, even as a player, you say, all right, well, you made a ton of money. Yeah, but I still got to get somewhere where I'm worth. But that's kind of the part with Derrick Henry. I want to see exactly where those numbers are.
Yeah, the Derrick Henry measuring stick may become like, well, Derrick Henry thinks that team is closest to a Super Bowl. And
if that's the case, then Baltimore.
Miami, Dallas, and Baltimore.
In that conversation.
Easily in that conversation. So this will be a really...
So if you're going by saying which team is closest, you probably have to say Baltimore. And Baltimore has a willingness to try and get there. The thing is we are pissed off right now as a fan base and looking at this. I don't want to say trust the process, but there has to be some kind of plan here. If it's not, and maybe the plan is what we don't want to hear is, the plan is maybe to blow it up. And basically not say we're blowing it up, but just allow everything to go, just let this season play out however it plays out with the cards that we have on the table, and hire a new coach next year, and let them have a clean slate, just literally start the process of completely rebuilding a roster and a team, because that's basically where we're headed right now. And I'll have more on that later on. But one move by the Cowboys can change all of this feeling of negativity and feeling of the Cowboys blowing it up. All right, good people. Peace.